Let's just skip right to the top 5 because I know that's what you want. Earvin Magic Johnson coming in ranked as the 5th best player in NBA history. He, of course, earned 3 MVPs, 5 titles. Next, you've got 11-time NBA champ. I know the two of you know Bill Russell, ranked 4th, earned 5 MVPs over his career, and, of course, 11 All-NBA teams. The league's scoring champ, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, ranked 3rd by this panel. He won 6 titles and a record 6 MVPs. 6. And then at number 2, they have ranked LeBron James, 2nd overall, the only active player in the top 10. LeBron, of course, a 4-time MVP and has won 3 NBA titles. And at number 1, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. You know him, you love him, you watch him every Sunday night, taking the honors as the best player in the history of the league. 6 titles, 6 MVPs. And I could just spend the next half hour listing off Michael Jordan's accolades. But Kendrick, that's an esteemed list. Do you buy LeBron as the 2nd best player all time? Is he in the right spot?
Ooh, Rachel, it's tough. And this is a debate that could go on for a lifetime. But I got to put King James at that number 1 spot. I mean, if you look at LeBron. Yeah, Pete, and if you look at the body of work that LeBron James put over, not only through his NBA career, but since in high school, I haven't seen a guy that played at that level in my lifetime. And when you talk about LeBron James, a guy whose career average is 27 points, 7.5 rebounds, 7.5 assists, and he's shooting 50% from the field for a career. And when you look at LeBron James and you talk about what he's done in his NBA career, yes, he's won 3 NBA championships, 4-time MVP, 3 times final MVP. But guess what, Pete? Over 50% of his career he spent in the NBA Finals. That speaks volumes. And to me, LeBron is the best all-around player I've ever seen. And so I'm going to give you a quick story, you and Rachel. When you look back when Bron left the Cavs, the owner, Dan Gilbert, wrote a story about LeBron. Put out a letter about LeBron James saying, oh, he's a Benedict Arnold. He killed LeBron. And what LeBron did, he won 2 titles in Miami. He came back to Cleveland. He put his pride aside because he knew it was more about the fans, and he owed it to the state of Ohio, and he delivered. He delivered a championship in great fashion. He beat a 72-9 Golden State Warriors team, who's arguably one of the best teams in NBA history. And then guess what else he did? He had the best finals comeback in NBA history, down 3-1. That's why I have to put LeBron James at the number 1 spot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's definitely had some great performance, and he's not done yet, but it's hard for me to put him there until his career ends. I have to wait and see. But, Perk, I got Kareem at number 2, Jordan Obvious number 1 because, if you look at his body of work, the guy is 6-time MVP, 5-time champion, NBA's leading scorer. He not only did it in the pros, but if we talking about just overall basketball, you want to see what he did in college? Yeah, he got 3 of those in college too. National Player of the Years. Come on. You want to talk about that? Come on, this guy, he's arguably, the greatest, but I got Jordan for his record, 6-0, 6 MVPs, 6 finals MVPs. Kareem only has 2 final MVPs, so I got to put Kareem there. But at the end of the day also, you threw out stats. I heard you throw out stats. So, when we talk about the greatest, is this about accomplishments or about stats? Because Kareem has the stats. Now, if you want to talk about championships and rings, what about Bill Russell? 11 of them, Perk. And 5 MVPs. He don't have the stats LeBron got, but definitely the accolades. So, I'll push LeBron a little bit further down the line because of that. But he still has a lot of body of work to go. We'll see.
By the way, all the viewers out there are saying, of course Paul Pierce isn't giving LeBron the number 2 spot, and they're saying, of course Kendrick Perkins is giving LeBron the number 1 spot. You guys definitely have your positions staked out. I do know that Michael Jordan hasn't had the last word either because, of course, we're going to see more from him on Sunday night. I want to get back to the rest of the top 10 that ESPN.com has put together, though, guys, because Wilt Chamberlain, Larry Bird, Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, and Shaq round out the top 10 all-time players according to ESPN.com's NBA writers. So, Paul, who is the best player left out of this top 10 list and why?
That's a tough list, but I got to go with the Dream. Hakeem Olajuwon, yes, folks, Hakeem Olajuwon. And he doesn't get enough credit, even though he won his 2 championships when Jordan retired. Check this out. He is the only player in NBA history to win MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and Finals MVP in the same year. No one else in NBA history has done that in the same year. So yes, Hakeem Olajuwon is the one player that stands out to me that is not in the top 10. And you look at all these players who accomplished so much. No one has ever accomplished that feat.
Hey, P, listen, I'm right there with you. I got to give the dream his flowers. I'm a Texas native. I grew up watching Hakeem Olajuwon, Clutch City. Never underestimate the heart of a champion in Rudy T. But listen, I got to go with Isiah Thomas. I don't know what it is about what people, the personal beef that they have with Isiah. But listen, when you think Isiah Thomas, he beat Magic. He beat Bird. He beat Jordan. Oh, he beat all those guys to win the championship. And in my opinion, he's the greatest little man to ever play the game of basketball. And we heard it on the Last Dance documentary. Michael Jordan himself said that Isiah Thomas is the second greatest point guard of all time. So with that speaks volumes. So, you know, I'm starting the campaign. Hey, free Zeke. Free Zeke. Free Zeke.
Perk, it was such a great moment because he's like, I hate him, but he's the second best point guard of all time behind Magic. But let me make sure y'all know, I hate him. It's so hard, guys, because I agree with both of you about the quality of both of those players, and yet I look at Wilt Chamberlain, Larry Bird, Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, and Shaq, who are the guys in the 5 through 10 spots. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.